Welcome to another edition of the E-Spot with Camille. The E-Spot is your location for the latest in entertainment, beauty, and design from the people who make it. Thanks for joining.
You have played so many amazing characters, from The Good Place to Star Wars. Is there any character that you feel is the most like you?
Well, I can't say The Good Place because that would be weird, and I don't, no. I would love to say Sabine because I aspire to be like Sabine. She's way cooler than me, but I feel like we do have a lot of similarities in our, like, let's call her strong-willed, stubborn, however you want to put that.
Empowered.
Yeah, and she's spunky, and she's got like a fighting spirit, and so I'm gonna go with Sabine just because I think she's awesome, and I would love to have some similar traits and qualities as Sabine.
Fair point. I mean, of course, Vicky is one of my favorite characters that you played because it seems like so much fun to play a demon.
Yeah.
How was it for you playing Vicky?
Well, she's like one of my most favorite characters that I've ever gotten to play. I will say, like, I was hired to play like the best human being on Earth. Like season 1, that's what I was hired to do in Real Eleanor, and I had no idea, like I didn't know what was going to happen season 2, so it was a complete shock, and what a treat, like what a totally deliciously terrible, evil, not evil, I don't like to call her evil, misguided, she has some issues that she has to work out, but I love that character so much, and the writing on that show was, in my opinion, perfect, and so like it doesn't get any better than that.
Now, I mean, we watched the season, like every season at least 3 times during the pandemic. It was like, let's just watch it again. Why not? Because there was so much you would learn from each time. For you, like, was there a particular scene or one of the different things that was like the most fun to shoot? Like, even just watching the people get, I mean, I'm sure it was all green screen or like did later in post, but turning the people into the turnips or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, that stuff was in post. When they like turn into like a flaming, whatever. Well, we did shoot one episode where we had a bunch of animals, and like not just animal, like there
falling
were
from the sky, not just those. Yeah.
There were like, we had an elephant on set. I got to meet her. It was like a spiritual moment. I got to like interact with this elephant. It was amazing. We had all kinds of, we had owls. I had a bunny rabbit. There was a potbelly pig named Joy that I got to like scratch her belly and behind her ears. So I'm like an animal freak. I like love animals so much. And so that episode was really, I didn't even know we were going to be doing that. And I like got to set that day and was like, there was a giraffe. I mean, it was amazing. So that was probably a standout for me. Yeah.
Okay. I have to ask some Star Wars questions because otherwise they would literally lightsaber me. I think so. Out of your out of your Star Wars different works that you've done with that, what has been for you that felt the most fulfilling part of being part of such a huge franchise?
I mean, getting to play a character that I think is so inspirational is a big one, but also just like getting to be part of the Star Wars family, like literally international, intergalactic family, like and even before our we went to San Diego Comic-Con before our show had ever aired. No one had seen a second of our show, and we had like thousands of people at our panel, and people were just so immediately welcoming and wonderful, and I they were trying to warn us of like what things are going to be like now that you're a part of the Star Wars family and like part of the universe, but there was like nothing that can prepare you for that. But just getting to like go anywhere in the world and meet people that are fans of the show, fans of Star Wars, fans of Sabine, it's like so humbling and wonderful, and I feel like Star Wars is for everyone, like people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, ages, genders, whatever. So it just feels like a family, and you can go anywhere and meet people that are part of the Star Wars family, and it's wonderful.
Thank you so much for being part of the E-Spot. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me today. Being the first Black princess with Disney, what was that experience like, and how much do you enjoy getting all this? Like, this is the first time I dressed as Tiana, and it's like so cool to have everybody stop me. So what's it like being the real Tiana?
It's really amazing and it's wonderful. And being here at Comic-Con, you really get to see so many different people, and everybody's been so kind and loving. It's amazing. Like, look, there's a little girl right behind us dressed as Tiana. I've seen baby Naveens. Like, it's been fantastic. Grown people.
Hey, I'm going to join in the fun. 48 and looking great. So I loved the show Quad. And being an HBCU graduate, it really meant a lot to finally see our schools represented in a way that was true, because a lot of times it is a woman president. So I wonder if you kind of started the whole woman presidency idea in people's minds, and being a princess as well. So tell us a little bit about that show. And is there any role that you would like to reboot? Hint, hint, Quad.
That show was very interesting to me because I played a woman who was from Connecticut, from Ivy League people and Ivy League spaces, and was going to be a part of this HBCU for the first time. I am from Connecticut. I did go to an HBCU, so there was a lot of my own experience that I was able to bring with me, not as a president. Things that I would have loved to revisit are number one, Ladies Detective Agency. I loved that very, very much, yes. And though I don't think I started the trend of women presidency, I don't mind if it continues this year. Just saying. Please vote correctly.
All right, thank you so much for your time. You have such a long line. I do want to be very considerate of that. So thanks again. I really appreciate being able to meet you and sign you the stuff for my daughter. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're going to talk about you and your experience here in Raleigh.
Me?
Well, about your characters. How about that?
Which character?
Well, let's start with you being the mayor of Spin City, because I absolutely loved that show with you and Michael J. Fox, the whole gang. They're doing so many like reboots. Would you ever want to do a reboot of that show?
Yeah, I think so, but politics has changed so much, that I don't know. I don't know quite how you. I mean, we dealt with, small issues in New York City, garbage pickup and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I think you can't do the minutia anymore. It's got to be sort of like big things. And I know that most of the cast is still alive, so why not?
It's fun times. My daughter and I have been watching a lot of old shows together, because it's like a lot of the newer shows, it's too risky to watch together.
Oh.
I get embarrassed, not so much her, but so I miss that show. And I wonder for you, is there any other characters you would like to revisit again?
I'd love to revisit George Washington. I did a mini-series where I played George Washington in the mid-'80s, I think. 6-hour mini-series. I was like one of the first people to actually play George Washington on TV. And but unfortunately, George Washington died, if you didn't know that.
So there's no sequel?
There's no sequel. And again, it's all about politics. What else would I want to revisit? I wouldn't mind revisiting Brad Majors in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I loved that movie. So I was introduced to that movie while I was in college. My roommate was a music theater fan and sang "Damn It, Janet" so much. I was like, finally, just show me the movie. I want to know what you're talking about. Amazing film, so much fun. When you ever go to see it, like do you ever sneak into any of those lives or like theaters when people are singing along?
We do evenings. We'll go out and we'll have a shadow cast, and I'll introduce them, and then I'll watch it and appreciate. The shadow casts all over the world are so professional now, and so good at it, and each one has its own character. So it's to me, it's like watching a new movie, every time I see it. And we're doing this weekend. We're doing 2 screenings of Rocky Horror, and we're doing a burlesque version of it tonight here at the convention. So it should be interesting.
Well, thank you again for spending your time with me. I'm curious, is there anything that you would like to share that maybe you haven't shared yet about your trip here in GalaxyCon, or what people can expect?
Don't fly Delta.
You had a Delta story too.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Apparently AirTag saved your luggage, is what I heard from Dan Snyder. So.
AirTag?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was able to find his luggage within 5 minutes.
With his AirTag?
Otherwise it would have taken hours, he says.
Oh, yeah. No, I lost my AirTag.
Oh, no.
So, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm fine. We're going to have a great weekend here. You know?
And there's great shopping to be done here in Raleigh. So anything you missed, you can get doubles here.
Everything showed up. Thank you very much for doing that.
At least we know you have lots of underwear.
More than enough. I'll see you later.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
I got to run to the back room.
Mr. Hudson, we have loved you in so many different films. I'm curious for you, which of your films or TV shows have you enjoyed working on the most?
Well, I'm enjoying working on The Family Business, which is on BET and Netflix, BET Plus. And but I enjoy working, so whatever I'm doing, I try to have fun with it.
Well, now you broke the internet with your biceps. I'm trying to find the right way, politically correct way to say it. I don't want to exploit you, but you have to. Oh yeah, thanks for showing the guns. That's the money shot. So I'm curious, what is your recommendations as far as maintaining your shape? Because it gets harder as we get further up. I'm 48 myself, so it's like, how do you maintain your shape?
It's all spirit. So love yourself. The more you love yourself, the nicer you'll be to yourself. And when you're feeling good about yourself, you're nicer to everybody else.
Oh, don't go gatekeep from us. Tell us your workout routine. Do you work out 5 days a week, 7 days a week? Do you use dumbbells? Do you go to the gym? Are you at Equinox? Tell us the truth.
Well, the truth is just do one. Get up in the morning and do one push-up. There are about 4 sections of the body, so do one push-up. And if you can do 10, do 10. If you can do whatever, just do what you can. And then at first just do it because you do it. And then after a while, it becomes a game. Do some sit-ups like you learned in junior high school, and if you don't want to do sit-ups today, do some leg raises. Just do something, but don't try to do everything. Just do the one, and be committed to doing the one. Do some squats to keep your legs at least, because you're going to have to use them to walk around on. And so what else? So your arms, your legs, your stomachs, just do the stuff that you know to do. Don't try to, spend a lot of money joining a gym, doing a whole bunch of stuff because you're not going to do it. Just do what you know to do. If you do what you know you need to do, think of it like a game, and think of it like if you have one house that you have to live in your whole life. Do you really want to get it all cluttered up with a lot of junk? You know what I mean? And it's the only house you'll ever have. Your body is the temple that you're going to be in for the rest of your life. And if you're putting stuff in there that's going to turn into crap inside and make you feel bad, why do it? So, just take care of yourself and love yourself. And none of us do all of it, but just don't do the crazy stuff.
So one last one. For all those people that may be interested in getting into acting, you've had such longevity with your career. What advice would you give, especially now with all the different AI they have to compete with or TikTokers? What would you suggest?
Well, I would suggest that first off, just ask God, the universe, to guide you, and trust what comes to mind. Trust the Holy Spirit will guide you, and again, don't do this dumb stuff. Don't say you're going to do this and then you don't prepare. Preparation is the key to everything. So, you're given everything you need to know. So, and what you don't know, you'll be led to find out if you're really open to, the universe and creative spirit.
Thank you so much. Holly Shore, you're a 90s icon, but you're also a comedy icon, and you were recently featured in the Fat Tuesdays documentary.
Yes,
I'm curious for you, how important is it that people stay true to the craft, and what do you think that means? I love your shirt, by the way, with the Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about how you think.
I mean, stand-up comedy is, it's something that it chooses you, you don't choose it. So like, for instance, I'm here working all weekend I'm doing this, but I'm also telling jokes, and the audience drags me to them. So it's like in my veins, it's like in my system. So I don't know, I definitely been doing stand-up till I die. I just love making people laugh, and people think like, oh, I'm giving them so much, but I'm also giving me so much, because emotionally it's like the best feeling in the world.
Now, we loved you in all of the different films that you've done. Is there any plans to do any more filming? Is there any character you would like to revisit even?
I think people talk about the sequels, but I kind of want to let them rest. You know what I mean? It's like, I think, stop while you're ahead. I think the films speak for themselves. And I think it's a different time these days. Everyone's podcasting, everyone's YouTubing, everyone's Instagramming. So a lot of my stuff that I create in the last, 15, 20 years is online. And, the Richard Simmons short movie, that's online. I don't know if people have seen that. And I don't know. At the end of the day, it's not really about the size of the thing you do. It's just about doing. So, like, for me, I just like doing, yeah.
I am curious also, which one of your characters do you get recognized the most for in Man or for your time even on MTV? Like, you did so much. I grew up watching you.
Yeah.
Even though we're probably close to the same age, but I still grew up watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know. I mean, I think that, I had a great run, doing those films of it's kind of like when I look back on the 80s movies, people look back on the Pauline movies, like that time. So they all kind of bleed into one another. The Army bleeds into, Son-in-Law bleeds into Encino Man, Biodome. It's all kind of like, a goofy movie and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I like them all. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for your time. I want to be considerate of your long line. So enjoy your time here in Raleigh. We're so glad to have you here.
Can you keep it down, please? Keep it down. She's speaking too much.
I know. My producer is very shy.
Keep it down.
Thank you again so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
You can get it, looking exquisite, no competition, stay on a pivot. Who be watching, they be plotting, she's so motherfucking independent. Mama be big, got on her grind, she had to get out her mama house. Daddy be tripping, now she be whipping, ain't no more.